Welcome to the Curate Your Life with Demetria podcast, where we focus on curating your life and image from the inside out, so the life you're living matches the life you're dreaming about. I want to talk to you about my first annual Retreat of the Heart. That's what I'm calling it. I took a trip solo, and I want to tell you about it and tell you why I did it and kind of how it was, what it was like. So I wanted to do this back in 2020. That was my plan, was to take a trip somewhere. I had not narrowed down the location. I was thinking somewhere mountains, Colorado-ish in September. Obviously, we know what happened that year. That did not happen. I didn't do it in 21 or 22, but I decided that I was for sure going to do it in 2023. So I took a small trip by myself to a little beach town here in Texas, and it was great. But I want to tell you about why I wanted to do it first. First, I love to travel. I want to do as much traveling as possible in my lifetime. And now this town I've been to a million times, and that does not negate the fact that it's traveling. It's a lot of fun. I want to do other traveling, but I also want to be able to just go and travel and do things solo if there's nobody to go with me. I don't want to be limited by waiting for somebody to be able to go or want to go or wanting to go someplace that nobody else wants to go. So I want to know and be comfortable that if I want to go somewhere, I can go by myself. And actually, I'm going to stop and back up. I was inspired by a friend of mine who took a trip by herself to the Grand Canyon. I thought that was just amazing. So my friend Pam took a road trip from Texas to Arizona to the Grand Canyon by herself. And she hiked down the canyon and stayed for a couple of nights. And she is the one who really inspired me to take a trip by myself. I just thought that was so amazing and so brave. She is the one who inspired me to plan my trip, and she did hers years ago, and it's taken me all this time to do it, but I've done it now. I can say that I've done it. Anyway, that's one of the reasons, to travel, to know that I can travel whenever I want, wherever I want, not dependent on somebody else. That was one of the reasons. One of the other reasons is I just wanted some space for myself. I just wanted some time and some space for myself where there were no expectations, there was no agenda, there were no schedules. It was just time and freedom to do what I wanted, when I wanted. Now, I did take work with me, but I gave myself the permission to do whatever I wanted to do. If I wanted to work, I could work. If I didn't want to work, that was fine. But I really just wanted to go about my day, do whatever I wanted to, and not have to answer to anybody. It was also a little bit of a stretch out of my comfort zone. I am very much a people person. I like to socialize and go and do. And so this was a little bit just me and my thoughts and time. So it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it was relaxing. But there were a couple of times when I felt like I was a little bit bored, and the thought, I wish I'd invited somebody to come with me. And I did have friends in town because it's a popular place to go hang out. And so I could have gone to hang out with other people, but I thought, you came here to just kind of be solo and hang out. So commit to that. And I did. I went out to dinner one night by myself, and I sat and had a nice dinner and enjoyed the view. And I will say this, I was not on my phone. You see people sometimes that are out solo dining, which I don't think is a big deal, but they are scrolling on their phone. And I don't think that's really disconnecting and spending that time with yourself. I was just sitting there enjoying the view and enjoying the meal and not needing that distraction, that buffer of my phone. And it was great. It really was a very relaxing trip. I had a couple of moments where I had the shoulds. I should be doing this. I should be working, or I should go walk on the beach. I will tell you right now in Texas, it's very hot. And so even at the beach where I know you want warm weather, it was hot, hot. And I didn't get up and go for a walk one morning, and it was later in the day. And I just decided I didn't want to because it was so dang hot that it just wasn't appealing to me. So I gave myself permission that yes, even though I was on the beach and I had been leading up to that and thinking, oh, I just can't wait to walk on the beach. I didn't have to walk on the beach every day, and I didn't have to walk on the beach if I didn't want to. If it was 102, it was okay to sit on the balcony in the shade and watch the ocean. So I did kind of have some of those thoughts come up. Oh, I should be working. I should walk on the beach. I should get as much out of this experience as possible and this time, when sometimes it's just okay to let go and just be and not have to be going, or doing something. So there were some naps. There was a lot of thinking, and I spent some time reading, but it really was just being okay and giving myself permission to say, what do you want? What do you want to do right now? And being no guilt, no pressure, or working through the guilt and the pressure and the shoulds, and asking myself why. Why did I feel like, when the whole point of the trip was to do whatever or nothing, why was I having that mental chatter of you should? So it came up that one of the things was there was a call scheduled that I could jump on, kind of some continuing education, and I didn't want to. And I was technically on vacation. There would be a replay of the call, so I wasn't missing anything by not being on it live. But because I had that time and I wasn't really doing anything else, I told myself, oh, you should be on that call. And I took some time and I thought, why should I? I can listen to it later. It's not anything that I have to do, and I've created this space for me. So why am I feeling that need, that push to do this? I answered that question for myself, and it's just one of those things that we've been trained to do. And now that I've stepped out as an entrepreneur on my own and building a business, that I should be on this. I should be doing that. When I'm doing all the things that I need to do to build this business. So in that moment, that was not something that I had to do. Giving myself that permission to just take a beat and take a breath and be okay with that, it was good. It was something that I had to work through, because I'm sure as I move through this journey of being an entrepreneur and building this business, that's going to come up again. That internal pressure on myself to go to make this a success. But I can make it a success, and I can do what I need to do without pressure. And so that's, I think, a lesson that I learned in that moment, that yes, I can do this. Yes, it will be successful. No, I don't have to put unnecessary and undue pressure on myself. So that's what I took from that moment. I did spend a lot of time just thinking about what I wanted and what the next few years of my life is going to look like, because this is kind of a transition time for me, right? I was a week out of official retirement from my corporate position, and now moving into this phase of building my business. So I sat and just really gave myself some time to think about and journal and write out like what that's going to look like, what the next few years of my life will look like. And it was interesting to write it down and just kind of, I always say, let my mind go and my pen flow. So I spent some time doing that. I came up with some ideas for things that I want to do for my clients, some things that I will offer for my clients. So it really was just very interesting to give myself that space and that time to be, and to be okay with everything that happened in that time. So I will make this an annual thing. Once a year, I'll spend 3 or 4 days solo, just on a retreat of the heart. And if you know me, I love to name things. So that was the name that came to me when I planned it, Retreat of the Heart. And it really was good for my heart and soul. And I would encourage you to do the same thing, to find some time and carve it out for yourself to create an experience like this for yourself. Find a place that you want to be, and take the things that you love and just create that experience for yourself and find that time and space to connect with yourself. I purposely took some time to select the location, and I looked at several places, and I made sure that it was everything that I wanted it to be, that the vibe, as the kids would say, but just the whole feel of the condo and where it was, the things that I took with me. I made sure it was everything that I wanted that would make that trip feel the way I wanted it to feel as much as possible. And I told you about my moments of human brain coming in, but I picked a 1-bedroom condo. They had options that were like a larger hotel room, but I really did want the space to kind of move from bedroom and go into like the living room, kitchen, and work, or just be if I wanted to. I didn't want a hotel bedroom in the kitchen type situation. So I picked a 1-bedroom condo. I made sure that it faced the ocean so I could see the ocean. I thought I would have a little bit more view of the sunrise and sunset, but it was still really nice. I looked at the decor. I really did spend time looking at the different condos and picking the decor and the feeling that I wanted. And I packed clothes that were comfortable, but that were cute, that made me feel good. I didn't pack, as Oprah would say, my schlumpadink clothes. I picked things that made me feel good, and I had loungewear, but that was dressier loungewear. I really did take time to curate how I wanted to feel and what I wanted the vacation to be like. I took food, I took wine, nice cheeses, and things like that. So I would have that at my disposal. I took my favorite coffee and creamer. And actually, I'm glad I did, because some places have coffee and creamer. This one did not. But I had on hand my coffee and my creamer. And planning tea took regular coffee and K-cups just in case. And sure enough, they had a Keurig, so I needed the K-cups. But I really I put thought into what I want to experience, what I want to have around me for the feel of my trip. I would encourage you to find some time, carve out some time just to connect with yourself. Give yourself a couple of days, at least more if you can, and just really spend some time getting to know yourself, what you want, what you desire, what you think your future looks like, or just quieting your mind, separating from all the go, go, go and the social media and all the things. I had my phone and my computer, obviously, but I wasn't on there all the time. I gave myself a break from that. I posted one picture, but I decided that I didn't even want to share it so much with the world, right? It was for me. Like, that time was for me. So I didn't need all the photos and all the things to show my trip. That was not the point of this trip. This trip was just for me. So I did post one photo, and then I decided, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what this is for. I took some for me, but no need to share with the world, right? You've seen the beach, so you didn't necessarily need that. So when I say take that time, carve out that time for yourself, you have the thought, I don't have time for that, or life is really busy, I will offer that it is worth it to make the time for that. One thing that I do have for you, if you struggle with time and feeling like you have the time for the things that you want, if you're listening to this in real time, I have a free webinar tomorrow night. It's called How to Get Things Done and Still Have Me Time. You still have time to sign up and join me tomorrow, Wednesday, June 28th at 6 p.m. Central Time for that webinar to learn how to schedule your time, get the things done that you need and want to do, and have that time, true time for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for the things that you love. Because, y'all, this is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is our life. And so taking the time and being intentional about what you want out of this life is priority one. So join me for the webinar tomorrow night and carve out some time for yourself. And if you don't think you can carve out time for yourself, tomorrow find that 1 hour from 6 o'clock and I'll show you how you can carve out more time for yourself and still be a productive member of society and do the things that you need to do. So that's what I have for you today. If you want to continue the conversation with like-minded women who are creating lives that they love, come join us in the Curate Your Life Facebook group. Or if you're ready for the tools that will help you build a life that you don't feel the need to escape from, schedule a consultation and let's talk about how coaching can benefit you. The links are in the show notes. Until next time.